Hi, everybody.
There we are.
How are
As I get it
you?
sorted out there so I can see myself.
Mhm.
Here I am.
Yeah.
Here I am. Here you are. And there is everyone else. And
Mhm.
greetings and salutations. It is Saturday, the 2nd of May? Is
Mhm.
that right? Oh my God. Saturday, the 2nd of May. So here we are. As we get ready to jump off. A real woman is here. It says real woman 1977. Steve is here. Who else is here? King Union is here. Oh, we got Saturday Morning is there. Johnny is there.
Mhm.
And Rich.
Oh,
And
and Pastor Rick.
Pastor Rick is joining us so far. Glad you all could make it here this evening. And of course, I will also be doing a live tomorrow morning, but probably about or just before 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time from the Atlanta Comic Convention. See, right there, the Atlanta Comic Convention. That's all the advertising you're going to get, guys. 4 times a year for 31 years. T. Stewart joining us. So I'll be doing that. I didn't set it up in advance. I have found that when I set stuff up in advance, YouTube screws it up. You know, it messes up the aspect ratio or something goes wrong. And then it doesn't notify anybody. And then if I just do it spontaneously, suddenly everybody's there. And if I don't understand why that works. Oh, really? There's a Greatest American Hero comic? Saturday morning says?
And they say there's a Mass, G.I. Joe, Gem, Street Fighter, and He-Man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. No, we didn't go anywhere for it. We don't, we're not really into the whole free comic book day thing, especially since there's no comic shop really near us. So we'd have to take a stretch to get to one to even do that in the first place. So, so there you are. What I wasn't on, but I was watching. Thank you, Pastor Rick. Made a donation for the kiddie pool, aka our shelter cats. Always appreciated all the help we can get. I was watching Motu Joe earlier today because he did a live stream and he was unboxing, and I think he bought absolutely everything new Masters of the Universe. He even managed to get his hands on the Denny's menu. You stole that. But no, he got his hands on the Denny's menu too. And if I went to Denny's, I think I would want it.
I would take it.
Yeah, I would want that menu. And he got everything except for there's I guess a prop replica sword that's being put out by Mattel. But he said he just could not justify the $900 price tag. 900 plus tax and shipping. Ooh,
yeah.
Man, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, we rarely have ever done the free comic book day thing.
We did it once. I don't think it might have been last year or the year before.
Charlie's.
Yeah.
We went to CCS.
Yeah, that wasn't the first time I ever been. That was the second time I had ever been.
One time we went in Illinois. Yeah.
Yeah.
With Warren. But it didn't I don't know what it's made out of, Johnny. Johnny said 900 better not be plastic. I have no idea what it's made out of. But golly,
Thank
and
you,
there's
Ooby
Doobie. He says, for the cats can't watch tonight, about to head out and get some of the post derby money by
Ubering.
Okay, well, Ubering. If you got to Uber, you got to Uber, man.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
Do what you got to do.
But again, thank you for the donation for our little cat shelter. We really appreciate that, guys, when you do that. And that's what this thing is, by the way, because a couple of people had asked if I could get a buy me a coffee QR code for the channel because they would like to send something and for whatever reason are unable to use the super chat function. So that's what that thing is right there. Because I know zip about QR codes otherwise. But yeah, $900 for it. Yeah, 900. If I can find it, I'll put it on next week's roundup and show you. But yeah, it's being put out by Mattel. It's a prop replica of the He-Man sword. It's chromed, I guess. I
Chrome
do not.
plastic.
Yeah, I know. Wouldn't that suck? Blow mold, chromed plastic piece of crap, and it's $900 plus tax and shipping.
Yeah.
That's one I would hold out for clearance on Big Bad Toy Store. Which I pointed this out if you did not see us yesterday.
Said something about it.
Okay, he said it's embarrassing Super 7's catalog. Oh yes, that's what I was just getting to. That if you go to Super 7, If you go to Big Bad Toy Store right now, virtually everything Super 7 is clearance. And again, like I said in the roundup yesterday, if you've been holding out on anything, if there's any lines you were interested in, because Power Rangers, GI Joe, Ninja Turtles, Silverhawks, whatever the hell it is, even their proprietary stuff, the stuff like their the worst line that is in house for Super 7 is on this list, Reaction and Ultimates. And that's the problem a lot of people have is they're like, I don't want to pay $65 for an Ultimates figure plus tax and shipping. It's $11 for a lot of them now. They're $11.
Yeah.
And
or they're just cheaper. I went on and looked. And no, Bear,
yeah.
This is not an open panel. Sorry about that, but no, it's not an open panel.
Not an open panel.
He said one of the creators of Masters of the Universe
he died this week.
I went on the Big Bad Toy Store and I looked. A lot of the stuff is on clearance or they're just priced marked down. A lot of things, almost everything Super 7 is marked down. Not everything is $11.
Yes.
All of the Ninja Turtles are $11.
Yeah.
But the Thundercats, they're marked down.
It's like mostly there's a lot of 80s, but a lot of it is 75 or 70.
Yeah.
But that's still amazing.
Yeah.
That's still amazing. And so if you ever were holding out for something Super 7 Reaction or Ultimates, I would look and see if it's there now. And hey, maybe that sword will turn up there next year. It'd be like $100. Who knows? But K-Mutant, there's less and less pops. I've been showing less anyways. They have other stuff like sports and whatever, and nobody really seems to care about that very much. So I'm trying to narrow the focus on the Funko. And once upon a time, that was a big draw. If I did a video that revealing like, oh, Funko's SDCC drops, it'd get like 22,000 views. And now nobody cares, because it's just Funko is going that way. It's going that way.
Yeah. Johnny canceled all of his Big Bad Toy Store order because of increasing shipping.
Yeah.
But once you pay for it, you should have been locked into the $4 or $5.
Big Bad Toy Store did something weird with that.
Really?
And they went back, not the shipping, but the an additional tariff charge.
Oh yeah, they said they were doing that.
Yeah, but if you already pre-ordered, I think as a courtesy it should be locked in. And that was Johnny's issue, if I remember correctly, where he's like, nah, wait a minute. That a deal is a deal. Which is the first rule for the transporter with Jason Statham, if you remember. Rule number 1, the deal is the deal. Because you don't want to sit there and switch the deal on people. It insults them.
Yeah, Rich says the thing he don't like about the Masters of the Universe movie is the Skeletor voice.
I haven't heard it.
Well, it's Jared Leto doing it. I heard it. It was like 2 words he said. You couldn't even hear it enough to know what it's going to be like. Hey, Johnny, how are you?
There's Johnny from MIB. He has a channel, if you guys are not aware, on YouTube. He does not like opening boxes. But yeah, I haven't seen the trailer with him speaking. I know you can't hear Skeletor and not expect Oppenheimer. So which he did a lot of weird voices.
Yeah,
He was Vanity Smurf, if I remember correctly, and that's
Oh,
a
wow.
stretch from He-Man and Dunk. I know he did Duncan's voice.
Oh, wow.
I believe he did Duncan.
But if you're a voice actor, you got to be able
Have
to
a
have
range.
wide range.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day, you had to do 2 separate videos for Funko because it was too much.
It was so big. Yeah, I couldn't do it in the regular roundup because it'd be like 45 minutes long, which I wouldn't mind, but then people get tired.
Oh, Richard was saying that he has a podcast.
Okay.
I missed what he said it was about, but he has a podcast. Where can we find your podcast? Let everybody know in case they're interested.
Folks, if you have a channel and we hadn't mentioned it, you can say so in the comment section and let people know. That's, we're fine with that.
T. Stewart saw that you opened up that Star Wars box.
Yeah, well, it wasn't sealed. If it was sealed, I never would have done that. But and it almost worked. If 50% is functional, and I imagine that some old band inside must have worn out and just doesn't function anymore. And I know people mentioned it's like, there's people that'll fix stuff like that. It cost more than it was to buy the thing and to get that kind of stuff fixed.
No unopened boxes are harmed on my channel.
No action figures were harmed in the filming of this video. But there you go. There you go. And I'm sure many of you also have seen or we can get to that later while we're still on the subject of Masters of the Universe. Because I think I would like to see the film. I'm curious about it now. I'm hoping they're doing a good job with it. I like the way that they're trying to give the persona around it a classic 80s or 90s vibe. Because we've got Pizza Hut doing promotions. We've got Denny's doing promotions. Stuff that we haven't seen in years and years and years. And I'm like, that's the kind of stuff that we remember when we were kids. Restaurants would promote this stuff. There'd be commercials for it. There'd be all kinds of toys, and they've got big waves of toys. And the action figures are reasonable. That's the thing that got me. The 12 I quoted yesterday in the roundup is because they're like the suggested retail price is $11.95. Okay. Walmart is selling them for $9.98.
Wow.
Okay. And that is comparable to an adjustment for inflation. Because if you paid $2.99 for it in the 80s, it shouldn't be more than $10 now. You see what I'm saying? $10, $12 is reasonable, not 50, not 127. Okay. That's proper adjustment for inflation. And that makes sense. And I'm like, all right, you got reasonably priced action figures. Apparently Walmart has got it coming out of their butt. There's tons and tons of them that are available. You can find them. They're promoting it in restaurants and stuff. And I'm like, that is a very nostalgic vibe to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's very nostalgic to me, and I think that's interesting, and it makes me interested in wanting to actually go to the theater and see the film. Yeah, I'm still not buying a popcorn bucket though, because I know it's going to be way too damn expensive. I can't do it.
Saturday Morning says that classic Sesame Street is on Tubi now.
From the 60s and 70s?
There's some on there.
Because 60s, 70s, and up to the mid 80s is all I would be interested in. As far as Sesame Street. And I do have old school Sesame Street on DVD. I've got the originals as well as the Electric Company, as well as the old Electric Company, which is, that's the fun stuff. Like when we watched Schoolhouse Rock, that stuff is fantastic.
Yeah.
That stuff is fantastic. But I just like the old school vibe I'm getting off of the way that they're setting this new movie up.
Hey, Christopher.
Christopher joining us today.
Yes.
See, look, it's true. I admit it.
Saturday Morning said episodes from all eras up to the 2000s. Oh, that's cool.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Because there's no way you could get it on a DVD set. There's no way you could do it all on a DVD set. The old school Sesame Street old school that I have has the pilot episode from the late 60s, and it has all the classic shorts and some of their most beloved storylines from the 60s and 70s.
I don't like that because then they pick out things and I don't know. I'd rather see the whole episode.
Well, they do it as a whole episode. They take a classic episode plot and they make sure that there's no repeats in the shorts that are between those episodes. That's how they did it, because they did like 280 episodes a year. There's no way they could get that all on a DVD set. They just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Electric Company, but they're really fun to watch. They're really fun to watch, and they really hit the nostalgia hard when you see that. For me, especially seeing the early 70s Sesame Street.
Hey, Patrick.
Like, oh boy.
How are you? And Logic Blaster is here. And Johnny wants to know if you got the Star Wars glasses.
From Burger King, yes. I've got the posters too. I've got the original posters. The Burger King, Burger Chef had the identical posters. And let me see if I can get that out of there safely. That's the original set right up there. Those are the original 80s, or not 80s, excuse me, 1977/1978 Burger King / Burger Chef posters. And they match the art on the drinking glasses exactly.
Okay. I don't know what a toku collector is, but Rich is one.
Okay.
The comic book shop close to here did not do free comic book.
Oh no!
Here. It was not worth it.
Well, you know that for them though, they have to order that stuff and they have to pay for it.
Pay for it to give it away?
Yes. They have to pay,
God.
they have to order that in bulk, and they have to pay for at least the shipping, if I understand correctly.
Oh wow.
So I'm like, yeah, you know what? If I don't have that kind of volume, I wouldn't do it either. Excuse me.
Have all of the Return of the Jedi glasses. Just don't drink out of it today.
You don't want to wear them out.
Nah, because you got to keep washing it, and all of that pictures that come off. It washes off. And even on the plastic cups they used to give out. Some places used to give out the plastic cups.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that Toku, I guess, is a Godzilla character, and that's Richard's favorite Godzilla character. And David is grabbing a DVD to show y'all. You want to show y'all a DVD?
Yeah.
Lead in the picture of the glass is not good for you to do. Oh, it's lead in the painting on the glasses? Wow.
So don't lick the outside of the glass. Got it.
Did you know in the 70s there was a Japanese TV show in which Godzilla, King of something, and that other thing were on a show called Zone Fighter? No, I did not know that because I don't watch Godzilla. David will be here in 1 minute.
Yeah, here I am.
Free comic book day books cost so much for a bundle to the comic book shop. We had went to a yard sale one time. And somebody had
it was the churchyard sale.
And they had a case of free comic book day comic books. And it even had the name of the comic book shop
printed
on the comic book. I mean, literally, what, you bought 1 or 2 cases?
He had 3 of them, and it was 1 comic in each box, but it was full. It must have been 250 of them in each. It was loaded. And it's like, wow, that's crazy.
Hey, Jesse.
There's Jesse as well as Alpha Tryon.
I licked the outside of the glass.
Did you? Shame on you, man.
Today. And Steve says, what's going on here? Why wasn't anyone talking about Spaceballs 2?
I'm looking forward to that too. I want to see Spaceballs too. I might go to the theater for that.
Oh, okay.
I'm hoping, because it's Mel Brooks and he's never taken any guff from anybody. He's not looking to check any boxes to satisfy the Academy so he can get an Oscar. He doesn't care about that kind of crap. And he's taking it extremely seriously, to the point where I've read now, because if you weren't aware, Dom DeLuise was the voice of Pizza the Hut. He's convinced Dom DeLuise's son to take his place to fill that spot. So I'm like, he's really wanting to do it right, and I can't fault him that.
Johnny is nearly 90% done with his Star Wars from the 90s and early 2000s 12-inch figures, and just got the droids. So watching your video of the R2-D2 was so much fun.
Those are the figures that are using the Hall of Fame bodies for the Hasbro G.I. Joe Hall of Fame bodies. That's right. This is what I'm talking about, see? Sesame Street Old School. And this is the 1974 to 1979. 1974 to 1979. And then this one is the old school 1969 to 1974. I don't know if there was a third volume. These came from Barnes and Noble. I got these sets a long time ago, and I have watched these before with my youngest, and I think I was more enamored with it than him, just because I remembered all of this. And there's stuff in here that your memories just come flooding back. It's like, oh my God, I forgot about that. You forgot that Oscar the Grouch was orange. You forgot he had a robot named Sam. You see what I'm saying? You forgot there's characters that you don't remember. And it really just triggers you. And you're like, oh my goodness. And or sketches that you don't remember, that you probably haven't seen since you were a kid, that they don't bother to show anymore. And it's just amazing to me. I love these. And then, of course, this one, which is the Electric Company. And you forget how many really famous people were involved with the production of this show. It was incredible. And of course, all it is phonics, but they made it fun. They made it fun. And again, this is something we all grew up with. The original Sesame Street, the original Electric Company, Mr. Rogers. I don't have it, Mr. Rogers, on DVD for anything. Steve wants to know if there'll be toys for Spaceball. I haven't heard anything, but you never know. You never know.
Was there were there toys for the first one?
No.
Oh.
Funny enough, there were action figures in the movie. You remember, because Dark Helmet was playing with them, and the guy walked in on him and caught him. And he was like, "Did you see anything?" "No, sir, I did not see you playing with your little dollies." Or, because he's got the little Dark Helmet action figure and the Princess action figure, and he's making them kiss and stuff. It's like, oh my God. But they never did make figures for the film.
Richard says that Spaceball couldn't do action figures because George Lucas said no, because they were too close to Star Wars.
Okay. Well, I know that he had to get permission from George Lucas, and that was the big joke with the Han Solo type character on the film, where he said that under no circumstances could that character look like, or could those two in the one in the flying Winnebago could not look like in any regard Han Solo and Chewbacca. So he made John Candy look like a dog. You remember he was a Mog, half man, half dog. And then the other guy, he dressed up like Indiana Jones as an Easter egg to Harrison Ford, because Harrison Ford played both characters. And that's how that happened. But yeah, that's I didn't know that about the action figures though. And then this one. This was really fun for me too. And this is, I know you have Bozo in different regions. This particular Bozo is the East Coast Bozo, filmed in Boston. And that's the one I watched when I was a kid. The one that had Carol Spinney playing a character on this show before he was Big Bird on Sesame Street, before he got that gig. And this is fun to watch and absolutely ridiculous. It makes me wonder if it was a live show, because things happen on this that don't make any damn sense. Like, they get out there and they're doing the things like he's setting up the spinning plates thing. It's a clown thing that they do where they put they have the poles and they spin the plate and they put it on. He's dropping them all over the place and they just keep going. And little kids are running out in the audience and he's grabbing them by their collar and saying, "Yeah, I didn't call your number. You go sit back down." It's like, is this live?
Yeah.
But
I mean, they should be able to do Spaceball figures now, because Star Wars is so old that, you know,
yeah,
who's going to care anymore?
I bet you people would buy them too.
They can go back and do the original ones and people would buy it.
They might do. Yeah, you know who will do them?
Who?
Super 7. They'll make them reaction figures and they'll charge $25 a piece for them.
Yeah, and then they'll come out with the Ultimates.
Yeah. A lot of people remember the Bozo from Chicago. There was one filmed in Chicago also with a different actor. It was not, because I think there was 3 people. Is that correct? 3 people licensed to wear the outfit. But this is the one I remember. And then at the end of this, when they do the ending credits for this one, I actually know exactly where it was filmed, because I recognize it from around the Boston area. I'm like, oh, I know right where that is. They actually filmed their closing credits in the train yard, or closing or opening credits in the train yard at the very last stop on the C line in Coolidge Corner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I'm like, I know where that is.
Hey, King Ming. Place of places.
Yeah, he says Bozo on WGN. So you're talking about the Chicago one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and this one would have been, oh God, I can't remember the station identification number, but it would have been UHF channel 25. I think UHF channel 25 in Boston, but I don't remember the call numbers for it. But I used to watch this when I was a kid, and I remember they would play the games, and they'd have these impossible tasks for these little kids, and the prize table would just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Like, they'd have these things where you'd have to be blindfolded, and they'd put mittens on you, and you'd have to put on a pair of socks. And of course, they couldn't feel the socks and they couldn't coordinate it. And of course, they did not win. But the consolation prize was a Bozo Bendy action figure. And every once in a while, the table would get so full because they'd roll it out. They'd have to make something really simple and just kind of let a kid win. And you could tell. I didn't know when I was a kid, but rewatching it as an adult, I was like, yeah, they set that up. There's no way that kid would have lost. I hope.
But there is a lot of movies that's coming out. And you talked about it before, pushing the nostalgia button, just like with coming out with all of these, well, not all of these, but with the restaurant prizes and stuff like that. But not restaurant prizes, but the restaurant merchandise.
Yeah.
Like with the Pizza Hut. And I think the whole thing with the Pizza Hut, the magic is taken away, because you can't go in the Pizza Hut and sit down.
Yeah,
hey, Idol's eye
patch.
Conspiracy.
Because there's very few sit in or dine in Pizza Hut restaurants anymore.
Yeah,
very few.
And I think that'll actually kind of take away, because you go in and then you call it and then go pick up your pizza and bring it back home. But it seemed like it would be something more, something a little more special if you actually went in the Pizza Hut or whatever restaurant, like the Denny's, you go and sit down, look at the menu, and bam, there's a Masters of the Universe menu. Or you go in the Pizza Hut order and then get all of this stuff in the glasses. But she didn't say glasses were coming out, but I'm just saying it seemed like it would be something there.
But that's, and that's the experience. That's the experience. Like, and there are people that are looking for that.
Yeah.
Myself included. We were, I forget where we were.
Mm-hmm.
It was that we were picking up the slat walls. And we drove through this community. They have an original Arby's with the big old like 60s sign with the lights on it with the derby. And I'm like, I don't think I've seen that thing for decades, but they still have theirs intact. And it looks like an original Arby's. And then down the street, they have an original IHOP with the 40-foot tall slanted blue roof. And I'm like, oh my God, that's an original IHOP. And I would love to, I was like, I would go there just to feel like I was in an old 70s or 80s IHOP.
Chris says that there's a sit-down Pizza Hut in Dahlonega.
Really?
Really? I don't know if I've been to Dahlonega.
Every one that I've seen, it's like it looks like a Little Caesars now. They got the where the restaurant was, they've walled it off and they're using it for storage or something. And so I haven't seen a sit down or, God forbid, a buffet Pizza Hut in forever.
I've never heard of Winchell's Donuts.
I never heard of Winchell's Donuts either. Where I grew up, every place was Dunkin's, and even Dunkin's doesn't look the same. When I was a kid, Dunkin' Donuts looked like it did in the old commercials with the guy that was like, "Time to make the donuts," and there'd be like 40 trays of different flavored donuts in the background, and you sat there with to get a dozen, just drooling because you didn't know what to pick. And now it doesn't look like that at all in the Dunkin' Donuts.
Richard had a question. Okay, guys, for everyone in the room, if you could have either the original G.I. Joe line figures or mini figures, which one would you choose?
The original.
The original. Which original?
I want the 60s one. I would want those. I would want those 60s ones. I have a few. I used to have more, but I would love to get that again. But man, they're so expensive now. They're so expensive now. It's just crazy. But seeing that old, or what would have been referred to as the International House of Pancakes, not IHOP, and I'm like, wow.
I'm with King on this one right here, and we've had this conversation before about restaurants. It used to be back in the day, a restaurant had a shape, and even if you didn't see the name, and you can still tell, because some restaurants were converted to title loan and payday loan shops. You can tell what it was just by the shape of the building.
Yes.
You knew what a Burger King looked like, what a Shoney's looked like, what a McDonald's looked like. Everybody had their unique shape. Now all of them look like one of them car washes. It's just bland and no character.
And they're sterile
nothing.
Inside.
Yeah.
And we've noticed that especially about the McDonald's, because I've cracked jokes about it before, that it looks like a subway station. You look like you're waiting for a subway train. There's no character inside the McDonald's anymore. It's just bland. It's unattractive. There's no appeal there.
Yeah. And when you riding down the street, you see building after building after building. They all look the same. Even the those little 5-minute car washes look like the new Burger King, the new McDonald's, the new Chipotle, and what we got one of them Cane's Chicken. All of those buildings look alike.
Yeah,
Nothing
if you took the
different.
sign off, you couldn't tell them apart. They're like Funko Pops.
The Taco Bell, they all look alike, and it's like, I love the original 3 3/4 I grew up with. But old man, just the minifigures. He like the minifigures now.
Okay.
Original GI Joes are definitely the 64 Joes.
Naturally minute box. You want to see one, Johnny?
Oh boy.
Oh, you want to really see some original like post-production or first release 1964 GI Joes mint in the box?
Yeah.
But yeah, they used to have, that's why that International House of Pancakes, that original one that they didn't tear down or rebuild, that still has that huge sloped blue roof, knocked me out when I saw it. I was like, oh my God, I would eat there just to, and I'm hope and pray that it doesn't suck.
Yeah.
Because the joke, of course, is it's pancakes. They can't screw it up. Yeah, they can. And we can prove it because that happened to us at Cracker Barrel.
I don't like Cracker Barrel anyway.
We had to eat out. We were someplace where we had to eat out one time. This was last year?
No, this was a couple of months ago.
Was it a couple of months ago? Or was it last year?
Like 2 months ago.
It was longer than that.
Well, 3.
But I'm sure it was longer than that.
Well, we're only in month 5.
Yeah. But anyways, she don't remember.
I do remember.
We ended up going to Cracker Barrel. And I looked at the menu and I wasn't happy with the menu. Johnny said, absolutely. I saw that, Johnny. I'm going to grab something to show you in a minute. And I'm looking at the menu and I'm like, I'm not feeling this. And I was like, okay, I'll just get breakfast food. You can't screw up breakfast food, right? Scrambled eggs, pancakes. Sure you can. Those pancakes were like rubber. I felt like I was in a Three Stooges sketch. I couldn't cut them. They were so rubbery, I couldn't cut through them. And I'm like, what the hell? And then the eggs were scrambled eggs, liquidy. It was just disgusting. And I'm like, oh, this meal is awful. This meal is absolutely awful. And then the hash browns were undercooked. And then you couldn't get it. You could not substitute the meat. They would not allow it. They would not allow you to substitute the meat. Even Waffle House will substitute the meat out for you if you don't want the sausage or bacon. I didn't want that stuff. And all they'll do is take it away. And I'm like, all right, now you're just getting more money because now you don't have to give me anything. It's really awful. And I'm like, so yes, you can absolutely screw up pancakes. He makes good pancakes.
I never heard of whatever that word
Schnitzel.
is. Yeah, that's not that's like a local chain. It's not like a national chain, but everybody knows about.
Some things are regional. Like if I mentioned Friendly's restaurants, if you didn't grow up on the East Coast, you probably don't know what that is. They had is an ice cream store / eat-in restaurant that had like lunch and dinner, and they actually even packaged their own ice cream for a while. But yeah, if you weren't on the East Coast, you probably never heard of Friendly's or Bradley's not restaurants, but Bradley's department store, things like that.
I think IHOP is awful too. I don't like pancakes like that anyway. Whenever you go hash brown, always undercooked. I don't eat hash browns.
Soggy, sticky hash browns.
Don't forget Big Boys.
Bob's Big Boy, huh?
The cafe at Woolworth was good.
Kmart had that. Woolworth had that. Zayre's had a cafe in it. That was a big thing for a long time.
The He-Man meal. What is the He-Man? All it's going to be is pancakes, eggs, bacon.
All they did was put some like purple frosting on their pancakes. But
why would they put purple frosting on pancakes?
Because of Skeletor. Yes.
In Utah, it was JB's Big Boy. Kmart, if you didn't mention, had it. Oh, Kmart had a cafe. Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they did.
Okay. David is getting his action figures to show. So he'll be back in 1 minute. Target used to have a snack bar too. Target still has a snack bar. They do popcorn and pizza and hot dogs and stuff like that.
Stuff. I don't know if they still do it because I haven't been to a Target in years.
They don't. You can't sit down, but you can walk up and get that stuff.
These are the original 4 1964 Hasbro GI Joes in the original boxes. Okay, they're not sealed. All right, they are not sealed, but they are unplayed with condition. And these are the early ones because they changed the body type later in 1964. Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines. And the coffin boxes, as they often refer to these, the coffin boxes, America's movable fighting man. Okay, pre adventure team. And you open them up here, okay, and there's your soldier. And when I say earlier types, there's things you can look for. They have the baby feet, which are the really narrow feet that they had the earliest ones on, or the earliest types. The Kennedy head they call that because it's slightly different, and the drilled shoulder, the shiny plastic. This is the earliest version, unplayed with condition. And is this one got the sheet in here? Yes. Hold on a second, Johnny. You'll love this. The unused sticker sheets. Because they all came with sticker sheets to give them rank that went on the shirts, which, you know, this isn't going to stay.
Okay.
This isn't going to stay on, but unused sheets, unopened catalogs. This has never been opened. The boot removal instructions.
Oh, so you could take the boots off?
Yeah, and he can be completely undressed.
Yeah, you got some.
Yeah. The cap, made in USA. Everything made, I don't know if you can see that. Everything made in USA, not Hong Kong, not Taiwan. And then, you know, his catalog, a place for his helmet, a place for his grenades. But that's your soldier. That's your soldier. And then, and again, the condition is phenomenal on these. You don't find them like this anymore. Or it's hard to. G.I. Joe Action Sailor. And I've pointed this out before. Hasbro has always done a really excellent job. I don't know about the Sigma 6 figures, or the G.I. Joe Extreme artwork was terrible, but Hasbro typically has done like a fantastic job on artwork for all of these. And here's your Action Sailor with the pork pie. That's what they used to call that cap. And is this the right one? Yeah, no, that's the other one. Here's his sticker sheet. Just be careful here.
Johnny said Bigfoot is real and he's going to put a team together to prove it.
And you'd be amazed what people would be willing to pay just for the sticker sheets.
Oh, wow.
On these. And of course, they all come with their manual. Here's his Navy manual. NM7600. Because everybody gets a manual. It's never been opened.
Johnny says if you got some original figures, but if you got some figures and you don't have the original stickers, people on eBay will recreate the stickers and sell them to you.
I don't want recreations. You know how that is. I don't like reproduction pieces. This is the Action Pilot. Action Pilot there. And this is the second version Action Pilot. But this one's got a deep Kennedy head, and you can really see it on that one. Look at the eyebrows. But he's got the tabs. See, the third version is orange with an elastic, and they got rid of these little tabs on the side. But the very, very first one was called the Goldenrod. It's a mustard yellow.
King Ming wants to know what's in those manuals.
And the blue cap made in the USA. Oops.
See.
That's by itself like so incredibly expensive, especially in that condition. But Action Pilot.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, I'll show you one here in a second.
He's going to show you
then
what the manuals look like and what's
and then the
inside.
Action Marine. And from all of the Joes I lost, I actually managed to hold on to this set because I got them in the mid-90s. I got these in the mid-90s, and I did manage to hold on to them. There's our Action Marine. And this one is the type they would normally refer to as a pinhead because he had the soft rubber head type, but his head, look at that. It never hardened. It never hardened because it was never dried out. And that makes him particularly valuable because of because his head is still soft. And he's got all of his instructions. This is made in USA, little green cap, and his Marine insignias. And the manual is actually, see, there's the Marine manual, is actually really just a catalog. I'll open it very carefully because it's not been opened. You see how stiff it is. And it just shows you some of the other sets that they have available that are specifically for a Marine.
Mm.
See, you have all of those accessories, like they have the camouflage tents and the flamethrower and the backpack kit and the poncho and everything. Because everybody, and then here's some instructions on dressing and undressing and putting insignias on and where precisely the insignias should go so that they can be correct to military specifications. Ways that you can set up, like if you wanted to dig a foxhole for your GI Joe, that's how deep it should be. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It to give you some ideas to keep it militarily correct, which is fascinating that they went into that kind of detail. And then there's the proper full catalog.
Steve wants to know, wasn't there a Jeep for that line?
Oh yeah, there's tons of stuff. They had tons of outfits. They had a Jeep. They had all sorts of vehicles. They made so much. They made so much to accessorize these. It's incredible.
Johnny made a good point, and it's something that I've been noticing. No, that's not the right comment. Hold on, this is the one.
And I do have Adventure Team too.
Reproduction parts and pieces have their place in the collecting community, but keeping them separate from vintage parts and pieces is an absolute necessity. And what I've been noticing is you have people that they'll sell you a vintage item with reproduction parts.
Yeah.
And they don't always tell you that this part, that part is reproduction. And I think that's criminal. I think that's misleading because they selling it, and you thinking, oh man, this is all original. And then you find out later on that this is a 3D printed part. Or
which we have experienced.
Yeah. Or it was made in the 2000s and it actually goes with something else, Okay, thank you, K Munin, for joining us.
Uh-oh.
He has to head out.
But they had a lot of carded outfits. They had a lot of vehicles. They had play sets.
Yeah.
They parachutes and they made a submarine. Adventure Team got an actual submarine that you could submerge in water and with a little air pump so you could bring it back up.
Yeah.
They did a lot of fantastic stuff. It was extremely imaginative and very detailed. But yeah, that's some of my favorite stuff. I love the original 60s and 70s Joe lines. But the only one I probably wouldn't collect would be Super Joe.
Hey, Frankenfrog.
Hey, Frankenfrog. Because Super Joe, the way that they were constructed, the joints dry out and they fall apart. And so you often see them like in pieces.
See you, Chris. Thank you for watching.
Okay. They often fall apart even inside the packages on the card. And as well as the muscle body GI Joes from the late 70s before they started making Super Joe, which was in competition with Mego. which didn't work out.
Yeah.
Didn't really work out.
Yeah, I have some of the 60s G.I. Joe comics. I'm not sure if DC
Those are not
did
60,
it though.
those are Golden Age.
Oh, Golden
Yeah,
Age.
they go
sorry.
way back. Yeah.
I don't know if DC did it though. I don't think DC did those comics. But I didn't know DC did a G.I. Joe comic. I know they have the ones that I have, it seemed like it's a Ajax or Atlas or something like that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's not associated really with the G.I. Joe toy line, though. They're not really associated with the G.I. Joe toy line. But yeah, very imaginative toys and incredible, really, because it had no franchise. There's no TV show, there was no movie, there was no comic book. It was just here's an action figure. He's got a lot of jointing, a lot of posability. He's got a lot of great accessories, and use your imagination. And was so popular. They still make G.I. Joe. It's been over 60 years, and they are still making G.I. Joe because of what a great job they did with this. You know?
And G.I. Joe does have some really good play sets. I like their play sets more than any other line. It's more playability.
You talking about 80s?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Aura era.
Even the ones for those, because you got a couple. But I think they're way better than anyone that came out in the 80s, 90s, and definitely the 2000s. Those are some really good play sets.
Aura had the best play sets of the 80s.
I think so.
Because we've seen people's top 10 lists of the best play sets of the 80s, and some stuff that was made that looks good, but the playability is just not there. Like the Thundercats layer play set. That thing sucks. It doesn't do anything. The figures can't even fit through the door.
Yeah.
They're not even tall enough to fit through the door. It's crazy. And then it's got like 2 inches and then a trap door. And then it's like, oh, what are you doing with this? It's just a facade.
Yeah.
A blow mold facade.
Even the Cat's Lair, the Castle Grayskull, all of those. And it's like nothing. It's just like a piece of blow mold to say, oh yeah, this goes with your action figures and your vehicles.
And Castle Grayskull looks really good. It looks good.
Really good.
It looks good. But inside, when you pop it open, there's not too much to do. You know what I mean? There's not too much to do. It's not like when you got the Terror Drome.
Yeah.
Or the G.I. Joe headquarters or something like that. And it's like, it's a whole building.
Yeah.
And there's so much you can do with those.
Yeah.
The mobile command center.
You can put the vehicles in there. They have cells with beds for you to put the figures in.
It's incredible. No, I don't have the crown. The crown's upstairs because we're going to the Atlanta Comic Convention tomorrow. So I had brought it upstairs. I got that in my bag and everything ready to go. That's why I don't have the crown. But yeah, I do have that. I've got the Adventure Team. I've got I do have a couple of carded Adventure Team outfits. I don't have near the G.I. Joe collection I once did, but you know, it's been a long time since I've even thought about adding to it because of how expensive they've gotten.
Yeah.
Even the earlier Joe stuff, 60s and 70s, continues to go up.
Well, it's going to keep going.
Yeah.
And I'm terrified to see what Masters of the Universe is doing now.
Oh boy, yeah, that's
as far as figures, because you know, if they announce a new movie or TV show, those figures go up. Or if they do like the toys that made us, every toy that they showed on that thing, the price went through the roof for a couple months, and then it leveled back down. But I haven't looked at any figures to see how much they cost, but I'm sure they some ridiculous price.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Technodrome is a classic playset, but compared to like G.I. Joe headquarters, it's not all that amazing.
Or like the Defiant.
Yeah.
What an incredible toy.
Yeah.
What an incredible toy. So much effort and detail went into that.
The A-Team had a playset. What did they with the band?
They did the band, they did what was it, an airplane for Murdoch?
Oh
I think it
no.
was an airplane, and they did Face's car, and they have the big action pack
Mm-hmm. I
for
think you have the
for the
action
3
pack.
3/4 inch figure. No, I've
Yeah.
got the villains 4-pack.
Okay.
I've got the bag, the villains 4-pack. But the because they did it in Glue did it in 2 different sizes, but I don't think they made vehicles and accessories for the 5-inch, did they? The Sectar's Hive, yeah, again, it's a facade. It's huge. It's like 3 feet tall.
Really?
Yeah, that thing is huge, but it's still a facade. I don't think it can be 5 inches deep, you know?
Oh, the battle tank van type vehicle for the
Okay, says
A-Team.
King Ming there.
The Mass had the mountain. What was that thing? That mountain called?
Oh, the
Boulder Mountain.
Boulder gas station there. Yeah, and
Yeah.
the little boulder pops off the top and falls on people. I never really messed with that, so I don't know how cool of a playset that actually is. I don't know how much you can do with it.
We see it all the time at shows. Somebody always got one.
And then in the 70s, Migo with their playsets, those are some of the worst because they're
either cardboard.
It's either cardboard or it's that vinyl. It's like a carrying case, and you unfold it. LJN did that too. They made those. It's like a you know, and it's the cardboard with the vinyl overlay. And
see you, Steven. Thank you for joining us.
But they made some really crappy ones.
Mm-hmm.
But again, even the 70s GI Joe playsets were really well thought out.
Yeah.
So is the Steve Scout.
Oh, that's what I was about to say.
Steve Scout's got that tower.
Yeah.
They've got that tower, and that's a pretty cool toy.
Yeah, Love Boat has a playset. Migo did the Love Boat.
That's cardboard.
Oh, is it?
It's a cardboard cutout with some plastic filaments. We were watching an episode of Hoarders once, and while they were tearing the trash out of the garage, a boxed Migo Love Boat was in there that they shoveled away. And I was like, no, because I recognized what it was. And I'm like, oh my God, they're throwing it away. Don't do it. They don't always know what anything is.
Yeah, but then you're going to have to look at it, and it's all covered with rat piss and rat poop.
You
and
can just wipe that
got
off.
mold on
Don't
it.
you watch the show? Don't you hear those people? Listen, I can just wipe that right off. I can just wipe that off.
They can wipe off everything.
You can still eat this.
Man, they eat stuff.
You'll open it up and eat it right there.
It's covered in fuzzy mold.
But it's not inside the jar. That's on the outside. You rinse that off.
Oh, Johnny, love your Toys R Us video.
Yeah, most people got that. Most people understood where I was coming from, like 98%. There's a handful that took it hard and they were mad at me. So I got some heat for it. And there's a few people that made a point that I can accept. Like this one guy who said he was from Tennessee and that his Toys R Us he thinks was more 50-50 towards the end. He maybe it was. I didn't go to a Toys R Us in Tennessee, so maybe his did look like that. But the idea is still the same. It changed in such a way that if they brought it back that way, you wouldn't like it.
Yeah, but what are they going to fill it with? Because, okay, let's say Toys R Us in 1980, you had a store nearly the size of Walmart that was wall-to-wall toys and maybe some bikes. By the time I ever walked into a Toys R Us, it was Toys R Us / Babies R Us. And I went in there because a co-worker of mine was pregnant, and I went and bought some baby stuff. And then me and David went, and it was more than half Babies R Us, and then a small section was toys. So are you going to have a store the size of Walmart full of toys.
It won't never happen again. It'll never happen again. And then, yeah, Saturday morning says, remember KB. KB's the one I always went to.
Okay. Hey, G.I. Joe Dave, how are you? Great video about Toys R Us. We still have them up here in Canada, but they are crap now.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, but
I thought they closed the last one in January, or is that just the one in British Columbia? I don't know. But more G.I. Joe going back. There's that adventure team in the coffin box. Land Adventurer. And this is the one with the Kung Fu grip. And this is unplayed with also. There he is. His sticker is in there. It fell off of his shirt because it came with the sticker already on. And his has fallen into the bottom of the box. But there he is. Land Adventurer. And you know he's a Land Adventurer because of the color of his hair. Because the Air Adventurer had blonde hair and the Sea Adventurer had red hair. And then, of course, there was the Black Adventurer, who was also a Land Adventurer. Here's his rifle with the strap. And this is what will get you. It's still flexible. In that kind of condition, just the rifle alone is probably worth more than the rest of it. See, there's the Adventure Team sticker. It just got old and fell off. But because we were talking about it a little bit earlier, so I just wanted to demonstrate, like, here's one of the carded outfits. That's an Adventure Team carded outfit, and it's the demolition set. So he's got like the bomb-proof outfit. He's like a explosives handler. And there's the little yellow dynamite in the box he's supposed to put it in. With the grips. Demolition. And then there's the depictions of the characters on the back. Like I said, Sea Adventurer red, Land Adventurer, Adventure Team Commander. His hair should be darker, and the Commander is the talking one. Air Adventurer, and then just Adventurer, which the figure don't quite look like that, but he's really just another Land Adventurer. Or you could imagine any of them in any scenario, because hey, there were no guidelines. There were no guidelines. Do whatever you want. Use your imagination.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know about any toy store. I mean, the toy stores you see now, they have vintage toys, so they're kind of full. But a new toy store, like a chain, like a Toys R Us or
They've tried
KB,
that. Remember Think Geek?
Think Geek,
See,
yeah, but that
that's
was
what
like that was in the mall, and it was a store in the mall.
Yeah, and it was overpriced.
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest complaints that I've heard from a lot of people who saw that video, who got where I was coming from. Like I said, there's a few that were like, no, you don't know what you're talking about. And there's a few that from the comment, you can tell they didn't even watch the video. But whatever, you get those. But most people knew where I was coming from, and they understood. They empathized with it. But one of the biggest complaints is the new ones, like the one in the Dallas-Fort Worth and the one in the Mall of America. Hey, Joey from Texas. The one in the Mall of America are drastically overpriced, as was Toys R Us towards the end. Also, they were too expensive. That's what a lot of people were saying. It's way too expensive in comparison to other places, which also hurt them.
We saw the little pop-up that they had in Macy's. They had the pop-up Toys R Us during Christmas time in Macy's. It was just a little piece of section in their little toy section, and it just had a Toys R Us banner, and that was it.
Boxer's asking about the Black Adventurer. They differentiated the Black Adventurer. There is a bearded version. The shaved version, clean shaved, is the Black Land Adventurer, and with the beard is the Black Talking Commander, because there's a Black Commander as well as a white one, because that's the That's that's why he's got his mouth open to indicate that he's pull string talker.
Okay.
But they did a black adventure team commander with a beard, and the regular black land adventurer had no beard. Try finding that talking one. Oh boy. Any of the talking ones that are in working condition, you can get a good price for.
Frankenfurl forgot about Think Geek.
Yeah.
I went to Think Geek once.
It wasn't worth it.
Yeah, the prices were just so ridiculously high. It was a nice, I guess, atmosphere in the store. And their layout was nice. The one I went to, the atmosphere was nice. It was dark and, you know, it felt adultish. It wasn't all bright and a lot of light. It was dark and kind of
because
moody.
clearly geared towards adults.
Yeah, it was. And then you saw those prices for stuff that you saw in Walmart, and you were like, no, I'm good. Dave says that the Hamilton, Ontario Toys R Us is still open. They opened in 1984.
I see. Okay.
I sometimes go to the Dallas Vintage Toy in the Dallas area. Cool selection of different lines, but they are pricey. Wanted a Marvel Legends, the Fist Ninja that had been seen at Ollie's.
Yeah, they're expensive at the shows. There's Migo Matt.
Hey, Migo Matt. He says that Ollie's wanted for $10, but Dallas Vintage wanted for $40.
That's another argument about the G.I. Joe.
Who's that? Deborah. Hey, Deborah, how are you from San Antonio? I appreciate your insight on the Toys R Us video. Totally agree. Thank you, Deborah. The G.I. Joe Collectors Club had the Adventure Talking Team Commander and the African American Commander. I own a few of them, and the price tag is ridiculous now.
This is a loose one. This is what the Land Adventurer version would look like. And he's in really good condition. They're expensive not just because of their color, but because of how they were made. They the dye that was used to color them this way often causes the limbs to be brittle. And so if you ever handle an authentic one that does not have reproduction parts, he's going to smell like crayons. Seriously, he does. He smells like crayons. They all do. Yeah, his flocking is fantastic, by the way. Yeah, the condition of that flocking is really good. But that's my Black Land Adventurer. And he doesn't have his sticker though, I don't think. But yeah, he's in great shape. I wish I had the talking one. I do have a talking, but yeah, again, that's a way to tell. If you ever want to buy one of these and you want to handle one, an original 70s one, smell him. He should smell like crayons. If he doesn't, he's got Cotswold replacement parts.
He has what?
Cotswold is a company that makes replacement parts for vintage G.I. Joe figures that are identical. That's your talking Land Adventurer right there. And that's the correct outfit. There's a couple of variations, but that's the correct outfit. And again, toy from the 70s. And he still works. His flocking is really good too. Usually their beard is all picked out. Really fantastic flocking on him. And that is important. But a toy this old and all the jointing and everything is still fully functional.
I wouldn't be doing all that.
And then, oh, let's see if you can hear it.
You can't understand what he's
saying.
Come
to the adventure team's headquarters right away, he said.
Oh, okay.
They still work. They still work. How come if Hasbro put one of these out right now as an anniversary figure, and I pulled this, well, first of all, it would be electronic. And then the damn thing would break in a week, or he'd fall over on the shelf and his knees would break. Or like the NECA quarter scale Ninja Turtles that what was his name? He had them on display and they fell over on the shelf and their legs broke. That should never happen.
Joey had the Joe Adventure back in the 70s and the pontoon plane.
Those vehicles were fantastic.
That Ombre is here.
Okay.
From Whitby, Ontario, Canada. Toys R Us is closing right now, about an hour and 45 minutes east of Hamilton location, which is where I grew up. Came from Nicaragua in 1988.
Okay.
Walked into that Toys R Us in Hamilton.
That had to have been an experience.
I want so desperately to own a few of those 70s Joes, but sadly our generation played with our toys.
You need to talk to Ace.
Yeah.
Ace Allgood has, he's a well-known vendor of these. We've talked about him before. I even talked to him at the last show, interviewed him a little bit.
Hey, Ann.
Hey, Ann. Raccoon Eyes. He has everything sealed.
Yes.
Multiple examples. And he does sell, but he's got like probably one of the most prominent G.I. Joe collections in the country.
Yeah.
60s and 70s exclusively. That's his area.
Have a pretty collection. And he brings it to the shows.
Even the stuff he sells at the shows, that's his overflow. Sealed examples from all the way back to 1964, and it's like, oh my god, where the hell has he found this stuff? But yeah, Ace Allgood, and you can
Vintage Poets
here. If you there's a video of me talking to him. It says, let's talk to Ace Allgood at G.I. Joe collection at Toylanta, something like that. I did a couple of weeks ago.
Hey, Robert's
here, and he you can contact him, or what's the name of his website? I got this, I got his thing right here, don't I? Here it is.
Yeah.
This is him.
Vintage3djoes.com.
You can reach him through there. He's got stuff that you won't believe.
Yeah.
Stuff you didn't even know existed. And he's very knowledgeable about all of these.
And he welcomed people coming and asking him questions, because he's like a G.I. Joe expert. Yeah, he's a historian of 60s and 70s Joe. And I know I talked to him also and have a video on my channel. He tells you, if you got any questions, G.I. Joe, or just want to talk 60s, 70s G.I. Joe, come, go to his channel, find him on Facebook or whatever, and he'll gladly talk to you about G.I. Joe. He's going to be at that Kentucky-Kana in Kentucky. When is that? I think it's next month, so not too far. Johnny is going to Germany in July. I really want to find a vintage German toy store. Well, good luck to you. Where are you going in Germany?
Yeah, because you can find Joe there, and it would be Geiper Man, if I remember correctly. The Geiper Man. Because they had the Action Man, Geiper Man. There's a few incarnations of G.I. Joe across Europe that are pretty impressive. Hard stuff to find too, some of it.
Joey went to the free comic book today, but the store only let him get 5 books. What kind of garbage is that?
You made the trip
for 5 books.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. How are you gonna put a limit on it? Johnny's going to Berlin and Munich.
I guess they just didn't have much.
I guess. Hey, Paul, how are you?
Paul joining us. Having we got way down the rabbit hole of G.I. Joe. But yeah, I love that stuff though.
Yes.
I love the vintage G.I. Joe 60s, I guess 64 through 94, honestly. And I don't worry too much about anything after the fact. I even like the Sergeant Savage line. I thought it was pretty interesting. But when they did G.I. Joe Extreme, I didn't care for it. Sigma 6, not really. Put him on blast.
He named names.
He pointed fingers and he named
names.
Oh my god. Hey man, it's all right. It's all right.
Hey, they only bought so many books now. They don't want you taking all the books. You got to leave some for everybody else.
I guess. I guess so.
When we went what I think either last year or the year before. I ain't gonna lie, I got one of each book. I actually did read a couple, but they were more like teaser books. Like they had one, a Marvel book that was just coming out, and they showed a couple, well they had the story, but they put like 3 different stories in the one book, I guess, to cause you to want to buy all of them. The stories were okay, but it wasn't okay enough for me to go out and buy the book.
Yeah.
So I didn't buy it. But I did read maybe 2 or 3 of the books, but I did get a lot. I'm like, man, we came out here and this sucks. I'm getting on everything. I was pissed. I was like, man, I'm getting on everything.
That was Charlie's though.
Yeah.
They don't care.
But they had an event they had free comic book day, and they had like a comic book
show.
Show. So a lot of comic vendors were there selling stuff. So got the Superman, Spider-Man comic that recently came out. It actually was a good story, very nostalgic.
Yeah, because they had a crossover a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
Now this is one more for Johnny here. Because that's the kind of stuff they used to produce. And there's other versions of this. There's also a black helicopter. There's a helicopter that comes with a little idol. It's like Search for the Stolen Idol that has little gems and stuff. It says easily snaps together, adventure helicopter, rotor blade action, working winch, no glue or tools are needed. And of course, it is big enough. Your adventure team figure will fit in there. And they used to make just oversized vehicles like this. Although G.I. Joe is not included, you got to buy him separate.
Yeah.
But they made so much great stuff. They made so much great stuff of these lines. I don't think you could ever, unless you're Ace, you could never have it all.
Saturday Morning says the greatest American hero comic takes place after the TV show.
Okay.
And Matt Migo wants to know if you have those Marvel treasures in your collection, that oversized. We got one, that Superman Muhammad Ali book.
Oh, I don't have a lot of those, no.
Yeah, because they're just so big.
I would put them in the magazine rack if I did. But you see them at shows sometimes. Most of them people aren't too interested in.
Because I think they're so big. Yeah. And then also, like, I really wanted the Muhammad Ali one with Superman.
Yeah.
But man, that thing was expensive. They been wanting a lot. And they're like,
yeah,
I don't know if that worth that. I had the black one a long time ago. I remember the black one.
Pontoons. He's talking about the helicopter.
Oh, okay.
And pontoons on it. And German vintage toys. I know they have Action Dickie. That's a tough one to find. I would get that. It's in a green box. It's an action figure that is like a combination between Big Jim and Kenner Scout, because it's got like a Big Jim body, but Kenner Scout's little teeny tiny hands and feet, for real, because they reissued all of Steve Scout's equipment on green cards, solid green cards, or in a green box. But the hands and feet had to be small enough to accommodate it, and they called it Action Dickie. And it also comes in an orange box that was sold in Italy called, what was it called? OK Mike.
You had those OK Mike.
I have some OK Mike stuff. I don't have Action Dickie though. I do not have Action Dickie. The guy who really knows a lot about that is Lou from Migo.
Yes.
Lou knows a lot about that kind of stuff.
And he's been on this channel before a couple times.
Yeah.
We've had him on, but yeah, he's big into those. He knows
a lot about the foreign versions.
Yeah, those foreign, because he buys a lot of stuff from Italy.
Yeah, because I don't have a lot of that kind of stuff. I don't have a lot of that kind of stuff. I would get anything like Godzilla or Jumbo Machinder related, because they did have some stuff like that, or mini Jumbo Machinder. I think Italy made a bunch of mini Jumbo Machinders, which would be like the 13, 14-inch ones. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you're not going to find Action Dickie. But I'm serious though. It's in a green box, and it's just recarded and repurposed Kenner Steve Scout equipment with a Big Jim sized figure that has the little teeny tiny Steve Scout hands and feet. It looks ridiculous, but you know, it is what it is.
Show and tell. This show and tell is at a different level. Imagine being a kid in the 70s and having all this cool stuff to bring to school for show and tell.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, I didn't have a lot when I was a kid.
I didn't have nothing when I was a kid.
Yeah, so I mean, I had to compensate when I got older.
Yeah, and it's like going back and playing catch up, because either you saw the commercials, and I know we've talked about this before. I used to see the commercials, but we knew we wasn't getting nothing on that commercial. And we even knew we wasn't getting nothing out of that Sears wish book, but we sure did look through it and drew and wrote lists about what we wanted. We never got nothing out of that Sears wish book. So now that you're older and you can kind of afford it and everything, you try to go back and get it. And if you can't, you buy the remakes from like NECA and Super 7 and all of those other places that are making them, just to try to feel that again. And I think that's what drives a lot of nostalgia. People, when things came out, they weren't able to get it. They didn't have the finances. They didn't know about it. They just didn't have the exposure. So now it's like, okay, I want that. I never had it before, or I missed that. And
you go through these transitions too, because you go first, I think you start out, I had that when I was a kid and I want it again.
Yeah.
And then you go from there to, I wanted that when I was a kid and now I can get it. And then the next stage is, when I was a kid, I would have wanted that.
Yeah.
So I'll get it now. Because there's because you find out about stuff that you didn't know about.
Yeah.
And you're like, damn, that's amazing, or that's cool. I want that too. I didn't know they made those.
Yeah. And then you go back, and that's what's happening to me. I go back and I'm watching all of these cartoons, and the majority of them I didn't see as a kid.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh man, I want that. And then I'll look it up, and it's on eBay, of course. It's on eBay. And you're like, okay, that's not a bad price. I can get that. Because the cartoon is good. And if I was a kid, I would have watched this cartoon and I would have wanted that.
That's how she ended up with Exo Squad.
That's how I ended up with the majority of the toys. We watched Conan, and I got the Conan, the Exo Squad, a lot of this stuff. Because I'm like, oh man, if I was a kid, I would have wanted that. Oh yeah, or my friend had that.
That's another one.
That's another one.
That kid had it and I didn't.
Yeah, because that kid had money, or they were that friend and they were the only child. So then their parents bought them everything because they were the only child. But you had 5, 6 sisters and brothers. So you were one of 7. So you got hand-me-downs, hand-me-down clothes, hand-me-down toys.
Yeah.
Frank and Frog said that's exactly the process I went through. I had it, I want it, I would like to have it as a kid.
Yeah, that's the stage I'm at now. It's just whatever catches my eye, because I just accept it. It's like there's so much cool stuff that you find out about, or that you knew about, or that you never knew about, and then you see something else and you're like, wow, that'd be great. I could do a whole video just on that subject. I probably should. The 4 stages of collecting.
and that's another one right there, Johnny. You watch, because we watched those
vintage TV,
those vintage cartoons, and they put the commercials in it, and then you see these commercials with these. So you're like, Oh man, that's cool. Like we were watching one today, and it was showing the old Captain Crunch commercials, the old Quisp and what was Quisp and who was that other
Quake.
guy? And Quake. Showing those old commercials, and you're sitting there like, oh man, I never had that.
And then you're reminded of all those cereal prizes, and you're like, hey, wait a minute, because some of the some of them are goofy, and some of the cereal prizes are actually really cool.
Like the one that had the Hot Wheels in all the different colors.
Well, they weren't Hot Wheels, but they were.
Yeah,
I forget. Was it Hot Wheels?
They were
brand?
Hot Wheels. Yeah, they were Hot Wheels, and they
forget.
came in the cereal box, and they had like a million different colors.
Collect them all. How much cereal? How much honeycomb do you think I can wolf down? You know, it comes in like 24 different colors.
King Ming said that they didn't have everything, but he was the only child and only grandchild on one side of the family. So I did get a lot.
Oh boy. But yeah, and I curious about that a lot now myself too, because I'm looking back and I'm like, oh, you know what? Cereal prizes, that'd be cool. There's certain things that I would love to have that I had when I was a kid that I either found. Sometimes I would find cereal prizes because that stuff was pretty damn common, and trying to go back and find them now, even if they're not super expensive, they're so scarce.
Yeah,
they're so scarce you can't find them. Like the honeycomb little trophies, and it was these little busts that came in two pieces, and you snapped them together. Or the Garfield bicycle reflectors. It was a Garfield's face, and he had like 4 different faces that also came in 5 different colors, and the eyes were reflectors. They're not real expensive, but try putting a set of those together. Try finding 24 different, you know? And it's like, wait, think about that. That's 24 different.
Yeah.
The honeycomb license plates that they did it 3 or 4 different times that had like for every state. So that's 200.
It's only 50 states.
4 times.
Oh.
And when they released them, they changed them.
Saturday morning said the kid next door had the Omega Supreme, Snake Eyes, Castle Grayskull, GoBots, Command Center, and tons of other stuff that you couldn't touch or he'll get mad. His friends were not allowed to touch his toys.
Oh, see?
And Johnny says, my next door neighbor was basically rich. This guy had everything. $6 million man, Shogun Warriors, Remco Spider-Man, and basically everything I couldn't afford.
There's Renard. He says he loved the 60s and 70s commercials. I have a whole block of 50s and 60s animated commercials I put up like a few weeks ago. And that's fascinating stuff. I put it up on this channel a couple of weeks back. Fascinating stuff. But oh God, Beagle Man says the freaky cereals. You know what? I used to have a set of the patches. They had iron-on Freakies patches, and I want those back.
Oh God,
I want them. Back. I want them back.
You better go ahead and lay down.
You can find them on eBay, and they had little figurines, and they had little ripcord plastic racers, right? The Freaky cereals. The cereal box, the prizes you can find, the cereal box, a vintage Freaky cereal box will cost a fortune.
I saw that. I didn't realize it was Fruit Loops, but somebody
Kellogg's is doing it, period.
Is putting toys back in the box.
They're gonna start with Toy Story spoons.
Yeah.
We had shown it on the weekly roundup a couple of weeks ago. So the Frosted Flakes and all of that is going to have what Toy Story. It's like a little figure, and you pop the head off, and there's a spoon inside. And I'm like, man, nobody's done that in forever. You remember the Trix had glow in the dark spoons?
No,
Trix Rabbit with the little rabbit head on it.
Trix, but I remember Captain Crunch and the ones I did eat, and you would dump the cereal out.
Oh, here we go.
So you can dig around and get that.
I told you, you pull the whole bag out, turn it upside down, and the prize is on the bottom.
No, You
Oh,
it was two ways. You either dump all of the cereal out and pick up the toy, or you stuck your hand in the box and you dig around and you look for it.
Johnny remembers the glow. It was a bust, right? They did the Universal Monsters glow in the dark busts. I think that was it. Was that the Sugar Bear before it was Super Bear or Golden Crisp? Yeah, when they said sugar, everything was sugar. They didn't change the sugar. They just took sugar out of the title. Oh my God.
Captain Crunch Earth Globe and Glow in the Dark Moon Globe. No.
They had a mail order, like little Mighty Max kind of playset, Captain Crunch in the 90s. Yeah. Yep. Johnny says it was the bust.
Raccoon, I still got the Duran Duran cards from the Wonder Bread. I think I've had a couple Madonna. Oh my God.
Oh man. And
what kind of people are y'all to
General
keep
Mills,
all that stuff?
General Mills had Star Wars cards in the 70s. Oh yeah. Yeah, Crazy Scraws. They had some fantastic stuff. And it was just fun. Some of it was just fun, goofy things. You know what I remember was Honeycomb or Alphabets had geraniums. They had the little plastic container with a transparent top and a little sponge you wet with seeds that you put on it. And it was basically sprouts that, you know, you put the seeds in it and close the thing and they were going to grow inside the little container. Crazy stuff they came up with.
Saturday Morning still has the Sugar Bear Christmas plush and Donkey Kong game from the cereal box where you can dump the cereal in and have Mario jump over it.
Oh boy.
And Migo Matt remember getting the Star Wars trading.
I've got a set of the I've mentioned it before. I've got a set of the hologram cards of the Ninja Turtles from Hostess Cupcakes.
They did all of that stuff and then it just
stopped.
Went away.
It just stopped.
But everybody seemed to have stopped at once.
Yeah. They threw us to the curb and gave up on us. Not even the mail away stuff.
Well, I guess once the kids that were into that grew up and they saw, okay, people aren't doing this anymore. Why bother? So then they stopped.
Breakfast cereal was a very Saturday morning generation thing. From the 1950s through to probably the end of the 80s. Same era as lunchboxes. That's when lunchboxes were big, and then it just kind of trailed off. Yeah,
but again, it just feels like everything stopped at once. TV trays, lunch boxes, cereal prizes, cartoons, all of that stuff seemed like one day everybody just pulled the plug all at once and it was no more.
Yeah.
And now, and even with the fast food prizes, the meal prizes, because nearly everybody had a meal prize, either in Taco Bell, Hardee's, of course, McDonald's, Burger King. Pizza Hut had glasses.
Pizza Hut had prizes too. I've got a set of the Casper puppets from Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
You know?
But then again, everybody said, okay, it's the powers that be to say, oh, everybody, we stopping that. And everybody stopped it all at once. And it was like, no more. And it's like, what happened?
They did glow in the dark hand puppets when the Casper movie came out. And I've got a set of those.
Hey, Mark, how are you?
There's Toy Chic joining us. Yes, Migo Matt.
Oh, yeah, TV dinners are still around. Big deal.
But they're around, but they're not like, it's not like it was. There used to be a prestige around it, but that's back when it used to come in the foil and you has to put it in the oven. And for some reason, especially if you were a kid, it was like the coolest thing in the world.
Really?
But now it's like that microwavable cardboard. And I don't know, man. I think that the magic is gone for that.
Reverse Investment says, is there a toy line that you guys hate? I don't see any Mad Boys or Muscle Men in your collection.
Well, I don't have any Mad Balls, but that doesn't mean I don't like them. A toy line that I hate? I don't think
I
so.
don't think it's
I don't
one
think
that
that
I
we
would
don't
say.
hate anything specifically.
Yeah.
No, because and I wouldn't bust on anybody for collecting something that I wasn't into either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So because everybody's got their own vibe.
So. Yes. Pizza Hut had the Care Bear glasses. I remember, and I got some. TV dinners always suck. Some of the corn and the brownie.
Yeah, but yeah, that all went away too. That because that was a big deal that when they used to advertise the TV dinners on TV all the time, and it came in the foil wrap, and the Hungry Man. But that's interest in that's faded away too. They were never that great, but when you were a kid, you thought it was cool. You know what I mean?
We're gonna do videos on the other toy rooms when they're done. They're not finished. I mean, you know, it'll get done when it get done.
We're working on it.
Yeah,
we're working on it.
The stuff is up, but it's not set up the way that I want it. So once it gets set up properly, we'll do a video.
Yeah.
The cherry cobbler in the old TV dinners were always hot, like molten lava.
Well, that's when you actually put them in an oven, though. You know, and now you put it in the microwave and you microwave it for 6.5 minutes, and then you're one part of it's piping hot and the other part's still frozen. So, but I don't eat TV dinners. We cook our food.
I like the Marie Callender's pot pie, the chicken pot. Not to eat every day, but every so often, because this crust is nice and flaky and it get crispy. It tastes pretty good. It looks nice from what we saw.
Oh my God.
Thank you, Robert.
Well, thank you, Robert. Yeah, the rooms are finished. We finished building them.
Yeah, and it's stuff in all of them.
Yeah, but it's just a matter of getting everything staged.
Yeah.
So that we can film a tour. You know?
Yeah, we have TV trays.
She's got a lot of TV trays. She has a lot of TV trays and the ash cans, the old
lunch boxes,
the old trash cans. Yeah, great stuff. Great stuff. And they don't do that.
Johnny said he burned his mouth
on the cobbler.
Yeah,
slow down.
You burn your mouth on that pot pie too, cause that little soupy part get on, and it's hotter than you think, because this part over here is cold, but that part is like piping hot. You burn your mouth up, it be burnt up, and your tongue and everything be burnt up for like 2-3 days.
Johnny, I want fresh baked. I want her to make pie. Her lemon meringue pie will floor you. She's she's good. She's a good cook. She's a decent cook. She does a really good job baking too. She made some cookies last night that'll knock you out. What do you mean, look?
It didn't come out the way
I will eat that whole thing. I love when she bakes. I love when she bakes. That's much appreciated around here. But yeah, we got all 4 rooms are built.
Yeah.
But it's a staging issue at this point, is getting things staged. Even this room needs to be adjusted a little bit. You know what I mean? But it'll be a minute, but then I'll do a proper tour when we get the chance.
Frank Frog says Hot Pockets are dangerous. I used to eat Hot Pockets. I used to like.
Well, I mean, I used to eat pizza rolls. So
I never had pizza rolls,
and those things have been around longer than you think, because I get pizza roll commercials from the 60s.
I'm not doing no cooking YouTube channel. No. Ain't that damn good? Heck no.
But yeah, Pop Rocks. Dessert was Pop Rocks and Coca-Cola. What's wrong with you, John?
I've heard people have Pop Rocks and drink soda and it pop up in your mouth and like explodes in your mouth.
Well, they pop anyways.
Yeah, but when you add soda, you get an extra.
I haven't had Pop Rocks since like 3rd grade.
I've never had Pop Rocks.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
I haven't had that since like 3rd grades. Yeah, but I mean, pizza rolls. I mean, basically, you're talking about just like some factory breaded like little tube with some sauce in it, maybe a piece of cheese.
Hot Pockets always come out hot on one side and cold on the other. Yes, David does have kids, but he's only been married once.
Yeah, I was not married. I am married, of course, to LPH, and that's the only person I've ever been married to. Sea Dog was asking.
Yeah.
If I had kids, yes.
Do you have any Abbott and Costello DVDs?
I don't think I have any Abbott and Costello on DVD, actually. I've got Our Gang, and I've got Marx Brothers, and I've got Three Stooges, but I don't think I have any Abbott and Costello. So there we are.
It's funny how pre-internet we all heard how Mikey died from eating. I never heard that he died from eating up Pop Rock.
Mikey, he likes it.
And you know, they brought him back as an adult, and it was like, hey, Mikey, he still likes it, and it was the same
in the commercial.
kid.
Yes,
yeah,
they brought him back. I'm surprised he's not on the autograph circuit.
You don't know, he might.
He might be. They'll roll anybody out on the autograph circuit these days. It's incredible. Signing Life cereal boxes. I could see that. I feel like, hey, Mikey, that'd drive him crazy, I bet.
He probably hate that, especially if he's still recognizable.
Yeah.
He will be. Well, he would be now
at a
because
show.
They brought him back as an adult. So, you know, because sometimes you're a kid and you kind of like grow out of those looks. Hey, Big Buck, how are you?
It's a Big Chuck.
Oh, Big Chuck.
Big Chuck, the metalhead.
Chef Boyardee was one of my favorite cooks. Yeah, okay.
Oh, was he? But I never heard the Pop Rocks thing.
No, I never heard that.
But yeah, I don't have any Abbott and Costello. Or I also don't have any what is his name?
Benny Hill.
I do have Benny Hill.
Oh.
I actually have the complete Benny Hill collection. I haven't seen Benny Hill in a long time. Not Abbott and Costello, the other duo, Laurel and Hardy. I don't think I have any of Laurel and Hardy's stuff. Laurel and Hardy was a bit more subtle, but I like them. They're funny. They are funny.
Again, the Abbott and Costello cartoon was on this morning. I had to fast forward through that because
that was very juvenile though. That was for a much younger audience.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
I have the original. I have #1 Charlton comic from Abbott and Costello.
Okay.
Actually.
Urban Legend with Robert Englund makes fun of pop rock myths.
I didn't see that.
You got that Voltron 10 set.
The steel box set. I do have the Voltron steel box set. I found that at the Retro Toy Swap, and they only wanted like $1 a set.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, whoa, yes, of course. I would absolutely get that. Do
you know the Ritz Brothers?
I don't think I remember the Ritz Brothers. No, I might. That sounds familiar, actually, but I don't know if I can put my finger on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I've seen it a million years ago and just don't remember. But yeah, Benny Hill. I used to watch Benny Hill on Channel 56 in the evening.
Yeah, that was a racy show. I don't think my grandmama realized it. And we watched it a couple of times, and I think she picked up on it, and we never. Once she got it, we never watched it again.
And Monty Python as well. And I have the Monty Python box set from their 60s production, which is fun also. Monty Python, very innovative for their time. And I know you wanted to see that sketch again, the one-up sketch.
Yeah, that one is
hilarious. Funny. But that's very spontaneous, as was a lot of their early sketches, where they would just kind of improvise. They weren't always on task with their with the script, kind of like on the Carol Burnett show, where they just went ahead and did whatever. If I think this is going to work better, I'm just going to go with it, and everybody will let them. But when they tried to recreate that sketch, because they've done that one-up sketch several times, and it just doesn't feel the same. It doesn't have the same vibe as the original one with Marty Feldman.
But I forgot what I was gonna say. Never mind.
Oh.
Rich Brothers were a group like the Marx Brothers. They even were in a Donald Duck cartoon. They're forgotten today.
I think almost everybody is now.
Ugh,
no, I do not have Hee Haw. I don't even remember Hee Haw.
I remember watching it. I remember watching it. I remember it being on, and it was like a variety show, but that's it. I don't remember nothing else about it.
Yeah, I remember it being on too. I remember seeing the Smothers Brothers on it, but I just, you know how it is with some of those shows. You remember seeing it when you were a kid, and it's just kind of there.
Yeah,
it's kind of, and sometimes you can go back and watch it and like it, and sometimes you go back and watch it and you're like, what the hell happened? And I've you know, two examples. I've mentioned it before, like Mr. Magoo. I used to watch the Mr. Magoo cartoon. Tried to rewatch it as an adult, and it's like, oh, this is insufferable.
It was
not good. It was not good at all.
Yeah, it was.
But then rewatching now the original $6 Million Man, which I have not seen since I was a child, and it's really well written, and it has concepts I couldn't have possibly gotten when I was like 5 or whatever. You know what I mean? It couldn't have possibly. And so appreciating it now for how well written and how good the acting was for the show, watching it again as an adult. Yeah, you know who else has been forgotten is he mentions Charlie McCarthy there. Oh God, what is his name? I was just trying to draw on memory. Charlie Chaplin's almost gone from memory. Buster Keaton is almost gone from memory. Who else?
All right, Johnny, thank
Johnny's
you.
Gotta go.
He's gonna get some work done in the museum and then watch some television. Good night. See you, Johnny. Thanks for joining us.
I remember Sean Anna. Migo Matt mentioned Sean Anna.
That guy with the deep voices was on a lot of game shows.
Yeah,
he did a game show circuit for a while.
He did a lot of game shows. He really did. He got around, and I think he used, if I remember correctly, he was an opera singer.
I don't know.
He was an opera singer.
I never heard him sing. I just know that he was on a lot of game shows and he had a real deep voice. He was always in character, that greaser or beatnik or whoever he was.
Yeah,
a greaser.
50s greaser.
Yeah, he was always dressed like
with
that.
With his skinny self. He was skinny. And he was always in character. Everywhere you saw him, he looked like that. It's incredible. Staying in character like that. But hey, I mean, sometimes that's what you got to do. It's like Grandpa Munster. Every time you saw him, he was dressed like Grandpa Munster. They probably buried him in that outfit.
Oh God! They now have Mighty Mouse merch out again.
Oh, they can't redo Mighty Mouse. They can't redo Mighty Mouse.
Yeah, Bowser. That's his name.
I don't have Lawrence Welk.
I know you love Michael. Did you see them? No, I haven't seen it. Everyone I know who's seen it loves Mike, says it's good. I haven't seen it. I've heard a lot. The family is fighting about it and everything. I didn't realize it was out yet. I know they've been talking about it, and I've been seeing a lot of news articles, but I didn't read anything or watch any videos about it. But I've heard some things say that it was really good. His nephew did a good job with it. And then, but then a lot of like infighting with the family. They're not in agreement and they got some things.
They probably didn't get a big enough check. They've been riding his coattails since the day he was born. They still on his coattails and he's in the grave. I mean, come on.
That's a shame.
It's true.
No, I'm just saying that whole situation.
Yeah.
is a shame because he was the only one in that family that really, really made it. I mean, Janet Jackson did good and then she kind of dropped off. But he's like really the only person I can think of that went from childhood to adulthood
Not
and
too
never
many
lost
people.
a beat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not too many people are able to make that transition.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
I mean, it might be others, but he's the only one I can think of that transition with no like lag. He just kept going.
Yeah.
But he kept going. He moved with the times. Everybody else, I think they try to stay where they are, and then they don't transition well because they're trying to keep the kid thing going or whatever. I don't know, but he did a good job transitioning, and he just kept transitioning and
Yeah.
moving with the time. Oh, Mortal Kombat 2 is out next week.
When is the Masters movie supposed to come out?
I think
don't
it's
remember.
June, right?
I can't remember. I don't know. I'm not expecting to be first in line. I just kind of like to know because I don't care. I'll go in the morning
Yeah, I don't.
or
either.
early afternoon. I'll pay the early ticket price to and not have to fight the crowds and not pay full price for the ticket because I'm not reviewing it, so I don't need to be there first.
Oh yeah, the girls were mad and aren't in it, but it's a good story of their mid and adult life. Oh, okay.
I see.
Okay. Now I saw the Jackson movie when they were kids, the Jackson 5 movie. I thought that was pretty decent. It went through and it showed their struggle with their dad and all of that. That was pretty sad. The American Dream, the Jacksons, the American Dream. I saw that.
Yeah.
But a lot of those biopics, they call them, they always miss stuff. You can't go by all
They're
that.
not accurate at all, or they're completely fabricated. Like I've heard that complaint about Queen. I've heard that complaint about David Bowie.
I heard that about Tina Turner.
Yeah, that they just fabricated a lot of it.
Yeah. But but for somehow or another, it made it to the big screen or to DVD or on made for TV. So somebody had to sign off on it.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I'm curious. Yeah, Robert, I'm curious to see the Masters movie. I think, we might go to the theater and see it, but I'm not paying $80 for a popcorn bucket though. I know you'd probably, if we were going to get any of them, it'd probably be that Battle Cat.
I ain't trying to pay for nothing.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to spend the prices they're charging for this stuff doesn't make sense. So I can't justify it.
I don't really see the point of them talking about his young life because again, they did Jackson, the American Dream, and that covered from before they were the Jackson 5 all the way up until Michael Jackson went on his own. So it would make sense that this movie would pick up in his young adult life all the way up to his death, to me. So I don't know. People are gonna say whatever, but again, somebody signed off on it. Somebody signed a dotted line and some money changed hands. So you agreed to the amount of money that you got, and you agreed when you signed off on it. Somebody agreed.
Sometimes people just like to run their mouths. Weird Al Yankovic made a really good point about that because he did a parody of Gangster's Paradise, Amish Paradise, and for Coolio's song, and Coolio threw a fit, right? And they asked Weird Al Yankovic about it. They asked Weird Al Yankovic about that, and he was like, "Yeah." He says he can pretend to be upset if he wants to, but when he sat in that meeting and he took that check, he looked pretty happy. So he can pretend to say whatever he wants, and it's like, yeah, that really nails it right there. Coolio is just trying to save face, but he sat in that room. He knew what was going to happen. He knew what the song, because he already lays everything out. Weird Al apparently is very good about explaining exactly what he's going to do. And And he agreed, and he took the royalty check. And then afterwards, he's like, "Oh, he's dissing my song," and it's like, "Shut up, Coolio." You know, I remember when he was talking about Kurt Cobain, and but he had Kurt Cobain in the meeting because this is Weird Al talking again,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like, "Well, what are you doing? Is it about food?" And he says, "No, I got it right here. It's actually about how no one can understand what you're saying." Because and Kurt Cobain was like, "Okay, I could see that." And they talked about it and joked about it, and he did the parody.
Mm-hmm.
He did the parody. But yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, Frankenfrog says some people are just going to buy the popcorn bucket and don't even see the movie. We talked about that, I think, last week or the week before. You're still paying to see the movie. I mean, the movie is still getting the credit because you have to pay to get to get the popcorn bucket. So you might as well go see the movie.
You know what you do? You scavenge the parking lot afterwards for the person who like set it on the roof of their car and drove off without it.
Ain't nobody doing that.
Yeah, digging in the garbage. Somebody's out there doing that, picking through that trash, like George Costanza with that cruller.
With that what?
The cruller. Who remember? Or it was a Boston cream.
Yeah.
Remember George? Like who remembers that episode?
It was on the top.
Yeah, it was like a Boston cream cruller. You know, the long donut with the chocolate on top and the cream in it, and it was untouched. And he's sitting in and they're looking at it, looks around like Wile E. Coyote looking back and forth on the road, and there's no truck. And then bends down and bites it and looks up, and that woman is standing there.
And saw him, and he was like, "It was on top."
Guy couldn't do anything right. Migo wants to know if the popcorn buckets are picking up steam. I have no idea.
I don't know. I never looked up any of them.
I can't imagine that happening because of how much of it they're making, though. Because they're cranking that stuff out.
But they make a lot of stuff, and the prices go up. The scalpers buy all of them.
Well, yeah, but then you get like a temporary bump until the market levels off, and then people realize there's a million of them. It's like we brought it up earlier.
Oh, really?
We brought it up earlier. It's the like Pizza Hut glasses or Burger King glasses.
Mm-hmm.
They made millions of them. They're not that expensive, most of them. You know what I mean? You can still find them for fairly reasonable prices.
Johnny said he went to a theater a few months ago to buy the Back to the Future popcorn buckets and didn't need to buy a movie ticket. There were some theaters that were doing that.
Okay.
And Richard says, I think the best thing that's going to come out of the Masters of the Universe merch is the plush.
Battle Cat or Cringer.
And Cringer, or Cringer.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Young kids love the new He-Man movie, but the guy playing He-Man just doesn't seem to hit right. He's a fitness model.
He did his best to bulk up for it, though.
He was bony. I saw a picture of him, and he took everybody's comment, "You're not big enough," and he said he got a personal trainer and he bulked up for the part because he didn't want to wear a suit.
Yeah, didn't want to wear a suit.
Jared Leto got on a suit.
We'll put a green. Yeah, he'd wear the green suit with the dots, so that it looked like they did to what's her face in Thor: Love and Thunder, so to make her look muscular. Because she only weighs like 76 pounds. That's what they do.
Yeah, I mean,
everybody wants him to look like the current Mr. Universe is what they want. They want him to walk in there and he can't reach his own back. That's what they want. But hey, it is what it is. Yeah. That's back when they did that. Even Adam West bulked up.
Hey, David. Adam West was not in no amazing shape when he was Batman.
But he worked out for it so that he wouldn't look too goofy in that leotard. He still worked out for it.
I guess, but he didn't look like no bodybuilder.
No, but I mean, come on. It was 1966. And
I know.
It was a comedy.
Oh, I love when he was standing there. He would stand like this with his hands.
That's right. He would do this when instead of folding his arms, like folding his wings. He would stand there like this when he would talk to the commissioner.
That was so funny. Hey, David. Oh, I said hey to you, David.
Yeah, he played that so straight, and that's what was good because Robert Wagner was up for the part. Robert Wagner was up for. I think.
No,
it was
the
Robert
guy
Wagner, right?
that played on Wonder Woman, was it Steve?
Steve Travers.
Yeah.
Wasn't that Robert Wagner?
I don't know what his name
I don't
is,
remember.
but he's the
It
one.
was him, and he was up for the part. But then when Adam West tried out, he played it straight as a heart attack, and it just worked. It just worked, and it does. It sells the show.
Yeah,
because he's straight as hell, and then all the villains are so over the top that it's just nuts.
Oh wow! Space Jam is getting a popcorn
No,
bucket.
they don't need to do any more Space Jams. They don't need any.
Joe is not a Motu fan, but
Okay.
think the movie will be interesting. I'll go, just like I'll go see Mondo and Grogu and the new Supergirl movie. No, I am saying that today's actors use performance enhancement drugs along with
some might. I don't know.
Watching all, yes, we finished watching that a while ago.
Lyle Wagner.
Yeah, Lyle Wagner is his name.
Lyle Wagner.
He played Steve Trevor that always got knocked out and beat up on Wonder Woman.
He would get knocked unconscious or kidnapped every time he did anything. And then Wonder Woman would have to rescue his sorry behind.
Bat repellent. Oh no, shark repellent.
Although in the first season, she was getting chloroformed every other day herself. The Germans figured out that the chloroform would work on her. So every time she turned around, somebody's like, and they have her knocked unconscious. Oh boy.
Adam West and William Shatner was in a show together?
Were they?
I don't know.
I don't remember. I know, but you know, William Shatner got around a lot in the 70s. He was in a lot of cameos and shows, or co-starring in a show. Co-starring in the show. But yeah, he got around quite a bit. So did Leonard Nimoy. Yeah, he was a lot of guest appearances from Leonard Nimoy in a variety of shows.
Yeah, the 66 Batman cartoons were good. Those were good. Oh, he was on the
yeah, Rich is correct. I remember that. But there you go. But we are going to go ahead and start wrapping up. We do have the show tomorrow.
Yay.
So watch out for that. It should go, I should be live by 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow morning. Special thanks, of course, to Pastor Rick and to Ubi Doob, who made donations to the channel to help out our cat shelter. Thank you very much, everybody. Hope you had a good time. We'll try to do this again sometime soon. And again, like I said, maybe you can catch us tomorrow on our live stream in the morning if you're available at the Atlanta. There it is, Atlanta Comic Convention tomorrow. And we should be there. So thanks, everybody.